Have you ever felt like you were being watched by a building? Not a person inside it, but the building itself? I didn't believe such a thing was possible until I took a solo job maintaining a defunct lighthouse on the edge of Dead Man's Bay. They told me it hadn't been operational since 1974, but every night, the beacon turned itself on and pointed directly at my bedroom window. When I arrived at Hollow Point Lighthouse, it looked like something ripped out of a black and white photo. Cold, rusted, and leaning slightly toward the cliff, like it wanted to jump. I had taken the off-grid caretaker job for a week of solitude after a rough breakup and a stressful job loss. There was no electricity, no running water, only silence and sea fog. The stairs creaked like bones as I climbed to the top on the first day. Dust coated everything, and the heavy Fresnel lens at the top was cracked, but something felt wrong. As I turned to leave, I caught my reflection in the cracked glass, but it didn't move when I did. That night, I lit a lantern and journaled by the window, trying to distract myself. At exactly 2:13 a.m., I was jolted awake by an intense white glow flooding the cabin. I ran outside. The lighthouse, completely disconnected from power, was glowing. The beam rotated slowly, and every time it passed me, the temperature dropped. When it landed on me fully, I swear I heard a whisper inside my skull. "You're back." I didn't sleep the rest of the night. The next day, I noticed things moving. My bag was open. My journal had pages torn out. My boots were placed at the edge of the cliff. I went back to the lighthouse thinking I was just being paranoid, but then I saw them. Footprints. Dusty, barefoot footprints going up the spiral staircase. I followed them. When I reached the top, I found the missing pages of my journal taped to the walls. But the words were rewritten, twisted. Instead of what I wrote, they now read, "She came back again. She doesn't remember drowning. She always forgets. She must see herself." Behind the lens, I discovered a hidden door. Inside was a small, circular room with mirrors covering every inch of wall. As soon as I stepped in, every reflection around me was wrong. They didn't blink when I did. They all stared back with rotting skin, wet hair clinging to their cheeks, and a lighthouse beacon glowing in their eyes. One of them smiled and spoke in my voice. "You were the keeper once, and you left us to drown." I screamed, ran back to the cottage, and locked myself in, but the light, it wouldn't stop shining. On the fifth night, during a storm, the wind blew open a trap door in the floor. I climbed down and found a rusted trunk, filled with soaked yellowed newspaper clippings. They told of a tragic incident in 1974. A young woman lighthouse keeper fell asleep and the beacon failed. A fishing boat crashed into the rocks. All 5 crew drowned. Her body was never found. And there, stapled to the last article, was a photograph of her. The face was mine. I was never supposed to leave. That's why the lighthouse called me back. Not to haunt me, but to wake me up. Now, every night I climb the stairs and turn on the beacon. I don't remember why, but the fog brings new souls, and the sea always hungers. The lighthouse watches. And now, so do I.